Hello, week 5 of our celebration of the 10th anniversary of our debut album. And track 5 from that album, which is Old Wives' Tales. Again, this is another song that we used to play this. This was like, it was like, football managers say that thing, they have a team sheet and who's the first name you put on the sheet, your star performer. And this song was always like sort of a staple of all of our first few years of playing live. And then somewhere along the way it kind of got supplanted by something else, and in terms of we'd split our sets up in that, if we were doing two show sets, it'd be like the first sort of 45-50 minutes we'd start off, and then maybe in the middle of that we'd do a couple of harp songs, and then we'd go back to Simon playing the guitar or what have you, and then after the interval we'd do the second part of the show, and we'd maybe do another 2 or 3 harp songs in the middle of that. And so it meant that maybe we were only doing 5 or a maximum of 6 harp songs in each show. And of course, the further you go along, you think songs just kind of come in and out of flavour. And I suppose that was one that we, for some reason, it got sort of left out quite a lot in more recent times. And again, it's one that I think we, hopefully we're going to revisit it because it's a great song. And it's a really early song, like the track 1, the Soldier Song. It wouldn't surprise me if this was like the next thing that we wrote, and it grew from, we were trying to do something with the harp. So Andy had the guitar instead of the banjo, and Andy had that riff, that repetitive looped, very folky sort of riff, and we built it. We literally built it from there, that one riff on the guitar, then the song just kind of grew from that, and the actual sort of lyrical side of it was quite literally that I had a book, a golden treasury, I've still got it actually, of old wives' tales, and I was, flicking through, looking for some inspiration for something, and I sort of kind of it was an accumulative effect of reading lots of different ones that you start to think, God, these are dark. There's some really dark stuff here in this old wives' tales, and so the idea of the song was to try and sort of capture that idea that there's someone finds themselves kind of in sort of like some, dodgy sort of pub or somewhere up in the middle of nowhere, and they find themselves sat with these old wives and getting into a conversation and sucked into this dark kind of like, world, and that's the idea behind the song. It's as simple as that. So it's a kind of a way of framing some of the darker old wives' tales that are in the Golden Treasury. But it's a lovely song. I like the syncopated harp bits on it. I think they're great. And what you're going to do is watch the video to it, which was the first proper video I think we did. And I can tell it's quite early on. It must be at least 2009 that we filmed it, because I'm smoking, and I gave up smoking 12 years ago. So it must have been quite early in 2009, at least. It could even be late 2008, when we did this. So it predated the record by a good 2, maybe even sort of 3 years, the release of the record, and we did it in the flat above the Calf, where Andy lives, and where we have a little studio set up, and where we tend to do most of our, writing, rehearsing, recording. And that is the flat, that's where we do everything. So I love that. Andy sort of sat there playing in front of the fire, and Sai, you know, at one point I think we had to film him at one point. He's in the kitchen, like down by the washing machine, playing his harp, you know. But it's a great video. It's got a really, you know, rough, lovely, dark mood to it. So enjoy Old Wives' Tales.
Holy. This wife said she could teach me things. This wife said they would share it for a drink. I never asked for anything. I never promised anything. If I learn a single thing, look a drunk in the eye and you're likely to start a fight. Better unborn than unbred. A still tongue keeps a wise head. Don't let the old wives keep you from your bed. I never asked for anything. I never promised anything. If I've learned a single thing, look a girl in the eye and you're likely to take a wife. Same side of bed, or you will have bad luck, it said. A cat sucks the breath from a baby's head, while a bird in the house means that someone is surely dead.